If you have a smartphone and you are so poor, you don't know what you are doing. So if you know me very well, I had a very successful business in WA, and it cut across. I had a branch here in Tamale, in Boga, and other parts, and it was doing well. But as young and naive as I am, I went into politics, and my business collapsed. Yes, I may do politics. Go back and try something. Imagine the numbers we have in Africa, and we couldn't simply trade among ourselves. Every country is going to have their own strategy to trade. Nigerians are targeting to bring IT, and they will hit the African market. Kenyans have what they are doing. What is our Ghana strategy? What is our plan? What is our strength? Is it cocoa we want to export? Is it agriculture? What exactly? When a young person struggle for long and do not find a way out, they will definitely give up, no matter how much motivation you give to them. If you want to really support us, pick every household, pick one young person there, support the person to be sustainable. They'll take care of their families.
Wow.
And the funny thing is that you say that if you are 60 years, you can't do public service. I don't know if president is private service.
Okay, beautiful people, welcome to another exciting episode of my podcast. My name is Prince Amdad. And today I'm super excited to have my big brother in the studio, Sherif Ghali. So, he's the executive director of Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs. I mean, he's somebody who we all look up to. He has done great stuff, and you know, he's anything business. You know, he's shaping the future of generation of our Ghanaian youth. And today, he happened to be in Tamale. Mostly he's busy in Accra doing stuff and all of that. Today he happens to be in Tamale, and then I had to drag him here to come and give us some inspiration and tell us, you know, what actually brought him to Tamale. Big bro, welcome to the show.
Beautiful. And thank you for the good work you do with your podcast. It's impressive. I was looking forward to have this opportunity because if we had this opportunity, maybe we would have been bigger than we are. You know? Like there are no platforms like this for us to excel. Those days we were hustling here in the northern part. But today, I'm happy now. Through you, I know what is happening. You know?
I know, right? Yeah.
I know what is happening.
First of all, we know you are not based here. What brought you to Tamale?
So we came here to do a stakeholder dialogue. So mostly, even though I'm based in Accra, but everything I do with the chamber, I make sure I add Northern because I have to really come back
where
home.
You come from.
So we came here to do a stakeholder dialogue where we selected stakeholders from the ministry agencies to come for us to talk about how we can support young entrepreneurs, especially how they can trade within the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA. So the whole discussion was around how the young women and men in Northern Ghana can also position themselves to trade. Because whether you like it or not, we are closer to Burkina Faso. And there are influx of goods coming. So how are we positioning the young person in Northern Ghana to also trade in such a volatile environment? Because if care is not taken, we may sit here and say, oh, AFCFTA doesn't concern us. But the Ivorians, the Burkinabes will bring their goods and overtake you and I, and we sit here. So basically, we came to do enlightenment, to do empowerment, and to discuss and bring all of these stakeholders together. So we had from Maslow, Ghana Enterprise Agency, Ministry of Trade, FDA, GSA, all of them coming together on Thursday to have that discussion.
Wow. But before we go on, I think that's very important. But before we go on, can you tell us a little bit about Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs? What is it?
The Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs is just like a national association of young entrepreneurs. So just like the Association of Ghana Industry, just like Ghana Chamber of Commerce, it's the movement for young people. A voice that talk for young people, that train young people, that give them funding to support their businesses and their ideas. It started 8 years ago. Actually, it stemmed from my experience. So if you know me very well, I had a very successful business in WA, and it cut across. I had a branch here in Tamale, in Boga, and other parts. And it was doing well. But as young and naive as I am, I went into politics, and my business collapsed. So in the process of my business being collapsing, I used to have business partners I dealt with, big people, of course. I thought they were there to support me, so I went to them. My business was collapsing because I took a very stupid decision to do politics, to compete for MP. So when the business was collapsing, I go back to them. Those I was doing business with, asked for support. None of them was forthcoming because they knew my business would collapse. So the question I asked myself is that, yes, my business is collapsed because of the bad choice. But am I not forgivable? Are they not supposed to consider?
Make amends,
yeah, because there's no safe net for me. It was natural for me to fail in my business, to take bad decisions.
Especially as a young person.
The people I'm working with, were they not supportive enough to understand that he made a stupid mistake, let's support him? Because I employed close to about 50 people in WA and Northern and wherever I was operating. So my business could have been saved, but I didn't get that. So when I got back to Accra, I realized that I'm not the only one going through this. There are so many young people. You yourself may see it. You are doing well, but nobody's there to support. Sometimes you don't know what to do. You feel like giving up. Because there are certain things that happen to you that is not your doing. You never wish for it. You are just struggling to make ends meet. But sometimes your business will go down and there's nothing to do. So what I did was I said, no, I shouldn't sit and wait for another young person to take a stupid decision and fail in business. Let me inspire that young person. Let me bring them together. Let's support each other. Hamda, imagine I have it and I need to support your business. You don't need to go and hustle and explain to anybody why you need help. I should be able to give whatever support I have for you to be able to grow this your media outfit. And that is what I set up the Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs to do.
And actually,
so we can support each other.
Like the background, because sometimes a lot of the older people don't understand our problems as young people
at all.
So when a young person is in it, it makes it more easier because they understand the times. And
Amazing. They find it difficult phantoming what we do. They think that all the things we do, now you are in media, you are doing podcast. There's somebody who doesn't even understand why you should do it. Feel like it's a waste of time. No, it's an educational platform that gives people I know you have interviewed people that I never knew. We had talent in Tamale. I reach out to some of them and I want to work with them. I want to give them certain project for us to do together. It is through your podcast. So the things we do in this generation, they don't understand. And even if they understand, they don't see the need to support. That's our problem. It's difficult for anybody to see your vision as you see it. So a lot of times you can't convince the person to support you. Even if they know, okay, you are doing business, what you are doing, they may be prospered. But getting them to understand and support you is our problem. So you see a lot of the young people struggling day in and day out. And for me, when we set up the chamber, it was not to make money. It was not to get name. It was simply to support the young person, any young person who wants to become an entrepreneur. It was more or less like a duty to us to ensure that you are successful. And there are so many reasons why we are doing that. Looking at the youth unemployment rate, looking at how it's becoming now, because they say we shouldn't always say it, but that's a reality. Leaving the youth to work without jobs is a very big thing for us. We will not see it now, but in the next 5 years, we'll see it. Because if young people wake up and they are hungry, hunger directs you to do things you don't want to. And our leaders, maybe they would get to understand it when they get there. So that was that's the story behind the Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs. I would have decided to stay low when my business collapsed, but I said no. I don't have to say that. Where I come from, I actually grew up in Wa. Where I come from, we don't give up. So I decided to say, no, we need to do, I need to pick up because nobody's coming to save me. No, nobody. I don't have a family so rich that I may rely on them. So I had to pick myself up. I didn't believe the chamber would have taken me anywhere. I just wanted to make an impact. I'm a tech person. I wanted to focus on my IT. But then before I realized the chamber is actually taking all my time and possibly my life. So now in Ghana, I'm seen as a youth entrepreneurship ambassador. And I was actually, awarded as an ambassador by the current government, to support youth entrepreneurship.
Let's talk about the AFTA, African Continental Free Trade. I think it's some of us have heard a lot of talk about it and all of that, but then we've not seen a lot, especially with regards to this part of the country. What is it about? What is AFTA, and what do we stand to benefit from it as young people?
All right, so that's a very brilliant question. First of all, we'll talk about AFTA, but I'll come to where the northern part of Ghana will benefit. It is simple as a marketplace for every African. So before now, what used to happen is that Africa do less than 5% trade among ourselves. So literally everything we do here is only 5% that come here. Most of it were with the Europe and the Western world. And then it even got to a point that if you want to trade with a country like Ethiopia, your goods may have to route through Singapore or outside before it come back to Africa. It doesn't make any sense. We needed to have our own market so we can trade among ourselves. Imagine the numbers we have in Africa, and we couldn't simply trade among ourselves. So the African leaders being thoughtful, and this originated from our very own Nkrumah, but people don't know. These were the dreams they had. That African have a single market, that Africans can trade among ourselves.
You still hear those voices.
And our leaders, decided to accept that this is the time. Yes, it took us a lot of time, but it's important that time, we need to understand that we need to take our time. Now we have it. Now what it means is that if you are doing business here in Tamale, you can get up today and say that you are taking your business to Burkina Faso, to Mali, Nigeria, Benin, any other African countries. About 39 or so have ratified the agreement, means they have accepted and agreed that you can come to them. However, the product originating from Ghana should be about 75% source from local. So you don't expect to go and bring your things from China and come and say that I need to trade within the African Continental Free Trade Area. And for that reason, they should give you the concessions, the duty free and all of those things. No, it has to be 75% origin. The origin of your sources should be from Ghana. And that is literally what it means. And if you come to the northern part of Ghana, most of the times, we believe that certain things are for those in Accra, Kumasi, and the rest. Unfortunately, not. Look at Tementos. We are known to be farmers, right? We are supposed to be leading the innovation and the revolution of agriculture in the whole of Ghana. But what happens to us? We are still doing the subsistence farming. Literally, farm and feed your family and sell the excess. That's what we do. We are never going to be rich with that way of thinking. We are supposed to be the ones who will farm and feed the whole Ghana, and then even feed the whole of West Africa. But at the end of the day, we think that let's do our small. And what happened is that those from the south who are innovative come here and buy the product from you guys, and then they go and sell. And that is what has been happening. So with AFCFTA, no matter where you are or where you are stationed, it's very important that you open your eyes. Now, let me tell you, ask you something. These Togo things, most of them that we wear, mostly they come here a lot in the northern part of Ghana. So what it means is that if you are a fashion designer here, you have to compete with them more. Originally, we are competing with them, but their goods are even cheaper. So you realize that all the what do you call it, the shops that sell clothing will go in for Togo things, and that's what we will buy. So if we, our designers, our fashion designers, do not take up the AFCFTA, at the end of the day, Togo goods will come, and then you cannot be able to sell because you may not be able to reduce your prices to compete with them. So you may think that AFCFTA doesn't affect you, but as far as your market is open and it's a free market, for the Togo goods to now come more, and that it's very important that our businesses see it. You do smoke, right? You know that now the other foreign, people are imitating us with smoke. Even Chinese now have smoke. So if you are not careful, at the end of the day, they can route some of this product through our neighbors and say it's originated from them. They come and take the free duty, take charge of what do you call it, maximize the AFCFTA and bring the goods here. So if the goods are here competing with yours, you are selling a smoke at 500, they are selling at 250. People will definitely go for what they think is cheap. Maybe it may not be of quality, but people will go for it. So it's very important that, especially within the borders, if you look at the whole northern settings, we are closer to borders that trade a lot. Motorbikes come from Sandema area. A lot of those ones come. So how then can we make sure that we safeguard our local businesses under the AFCFTA? And the businesses must also be interested in AFCFTA. As a business person, you need to ask, what is it? Just like you asked. And how is it important to me? What is it is that it is a market of 1.2 billion Africans that you can take your product to any African country and sell. Now, don't you want that market? You want it. So that is what they should be looking after, and that's why it's important to all of us.
So gauging from the response you had from the seminar and all of that, are you seeing the people, getting to normalize or getting to understand how this AFTA works projects?
Yeah, surprisingly, the SMEs and those that we selected to come, they really had a fair knowledge of what AFCFTA, and some of them were surprisingly already exporting their goods, especially those in the agri sector. Yeah, there was a lady in Shiabata that shows a bit of quantity she takes out to, I've forgotten the country. And there was another one that gave an example, and Ghana Export Promotion was actually there and gave us a very good recount of how people are, from northern Ghana exporting. So yeah, some of them understand it, but not all. There's that how do you call it, need for information. We need to build the capacity of our SMEs to understand it more. Because if you don't understand it, how then do you even treat? Yeah, so we need to do more, and hopefully we are using your platform to educate people more about what AFCFTA is all about. And we as a chamber is hoping to do more in future.
Especially now that we have an international airport in Tamale.
Exactly.
It's more easier to...
Exactly. More easier to be able to, export. And then, so now you do not necessarily need to go to Accra to use the
is the AFTA looking at bringing themselves closer to because it's like almost everything is in Accra, and like there are a lot of people here lacking information. They want to know. I mean, like it's difficult to travel and find that information. Is it coming to the north? Is there going to be an AFTA office, or there's one already in the northern, in Tamale or any part of the north?
So for AFCFTA, it's an international organization, better say continental. They have the responsibility of taking care of all the countries under them. The good thing is that AFCFTA headquarters is in Ghana. What you should be asking is, what is your government doing, the government of Ghana, to ensure that our Ghanaian SMEs are aware and they are supported to trade. It's not the duty of the African Continental Free Trade Area headquarters to come and open an office here. It is the duty of your government and the Ministry of Trade to have coordination centers that will educate the SMEs. And for us as chambers, like the Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs, the rest, it's also our duty to amplify the voices, understand the trade, and train our young people or our SMEs. So it's a collective effort. And even you in this space, like you are doing today, it's an education you are throwing out there. So it's a collective thing. Every country is going to have their own strategy to trade. Nigerians are targeting to bring IT, and they will hit the African market. Kenyans have what they are doing. What is our Ghana strategy? What is our plan? What is our strength? Is it cocoa we want to export? Is it agriculture? What exactly are we doing? What can we really export? Or are we going to be market dynamic? So look at the market. What demand? What is business is all about demand. So if the demand is there, you look for the solution and sell. Are we going to look at that? Even with that, we still need to know where our strengths are, so that we can also be able to meet the AFC. So it's your Ghana government and the Minister of Trade should be the one doing this. For us, we will advocate, talk about it, ensure our people are aware. But if your government is not doing anything, for AFCF Secretariat, they work with every African country that has rectified the agreement, and they are sitting there. So they may not come to Northern Ghana, but your ministry have to ensure that the businesses here are aware of it and that they are supported to trade within the free trade area.
Let's come back to entertainment, and I know you are a tech person. So as a tech person, always a tech person. I know you're also interested in entertainment and all of that. How do you see the entertainment business within the northern space?
The northern space, it is growing. It unfortunately lacks innovation. No actor in the space should take this personal, but that's the reality. I'm a northerner. I've been.
Why you say it lacks innovation? What
yes, I'll get to that. I've been in the radio. I have worked in northern radio for like 5 years or so, and I've seen artists coming up, not only musicians, in so many other areas. So the first thing it lacks is the innovation. The second thing it lacks is the support from the locals. So I say it lacks innovation because we are too content with what we do. So if I am doing podcasts, what you are doing, you are okay. Every day you don't think of what new can I add. You are not dynamic. You think that, okay, this is okay. When it's not even working for you, you still want to do it. Then you are not innovative. Because there's some sort of content if you sell, you may not get people to buy it where you are. In the northern part of Ghana, with all due respect, if you are doing pornographic, you think people will buy? Because number one, religiously they will not. So if you are doing things that exposes people, in a negative way, you may not get it, you may not sell it out there in the market. So you need to, at every point in time, look at the market demand, innovate to ensure that whatever you are doing meets 3 key things. The viability, is it viable? It is desirability, and then the feasibility of it. If your business doesn't meet this innovative point, they intersect. There's a point we call the DFW. It's like the sweet spot. If your idea and whatever you are putting, if you're a musician and people don't like rap music in the north and you continue rapping, you rap till you die. If you are an actor and people don't like your style, what else can you do? What can you innovate? What can you bring on board? I have known northern movies for years now, and it's still the same thing. Just recently, as we got here, we're watching a movie clip, a video clip, and I was like, we still do this in this century, color, clarity. I'm sure they use maybe a camcorder camera, like 720 megapixel or whatever. So that is what I'm saying, because we feed our people what we think is the right thing, but we don't want to innovate. I have seen what you do within the short space that you got to Tamale or in the northern part of Ghana. And I can tell you that this content, your content you create here, with all due respect, is international content.
Wow.
It's not, yes. I watch what you do. I have traveled to Nigeria, so many other African countries to speak, and I see what young people do. They don't do more than you do. But the point is that this is where it comes to the support. Now you are innovative. You think every day to add something new, to add whatever you can do to innovate. Unlike most of our other people who they are always just okay with whatever they do. Now you that has the innovation, that can be able to think outside of the box. Now this is where the other aspect comes, the lack of support. Because the people you are selling the content to don't see what you are selling. Because like I said, I'm in Accra, based there, but I use your channel to know what is happening in the northern part of Ghana. And this is why we should be able to support you. We should be willing to support whatever you are doing to sell northern part of Ghana. You did a video, I think about UDS some years back. And it was an amazing video. I looked at it and it's like the UDS that, anything that is more aligned to North, people think whatever. But when after watching the video, I actually was impressed. I was, this is North. I'm happy to come from North. And how you did the documentary was beautiful. But my point is that how many of those people, imagine the big politicians we have, and they haven't identified you, Hamdan. To say that we are coming to support your business to ensure you sell northern Ghana. You did another documentary, I think, was it about school or something like that? I've been following a lot. And it was unearthing some of the good things we have here in the north that people don't see. But how many of them are supporting you? Imagine our people, they understand what you are doing, come together and support you. I go to your channel, I don't see a lot of followers. And our own person, we are not supporting them. But all the things you do is to create a platform for our people. Even Phyla, a lot of people in Ghana don't know. Before she became popular, it was through your platform I had her first announcement of attempt. But people don't know. So I was telling people that this lady, I know my brother in Tamale that gave her the chance. And today but how many people are aware? So I could boldly say that you sold Phyla even before Ghana know her. But we are not supporting our own. That is our problem. When you want to talk, they say, but we supported Fancy Gadam. That you are supporting one aspect. What of the other aspect? Yes, he's talented. He's doing music. You supported him, right? What of those who are also supporting him to get there? Because it takes all of you to make sure that he is Fancy Gadam. And then we shouldn't think that it's only music we can sell. Under normal circumstances, our music don't sell as far as we think it should. If not, Fancy Gadam would have been artist of the year, right? I'm not saying he's not fit, but we all know if they give an artist of the year, Ghanaians will even kick against it. Yes, but he's talented. So we should be supporting people like you contribute. It's a value chain. When we talk about the innovative development, if entertainment, it's a big value chain. Your aspect contributes a lot to it. So if we start to support our young people in Ghana, especially in the northern part of Ghana, they have the brains, the intellect, the power to come out with products and services that even Africa and or the whole world would like to consume. I know people who watch you from UK when I was there last year March. Yes, I know people who watch your podcast from UK, and then that's what they use to also entertain themselves to know what is happening there now. But then the value, we need to understand the value you add. And have your original minister ever asked you, what are you going? You did another video about tamale and this interchange. I saw all of those things. And it was selling tamale. Has they ever called you and say, my brother, what you're doing is okay. What can we do to support you? It's not about doling money to you.
I'm not sure he even knows me.
That is the point. It's not about doling money to you. It's about asking how they can contribute to support you.
And I think the only person who like personally told me that he was impressed with what I'm doing and would want to support me is Dr. Amin Anta.
Now the finance minister.
It wasn't even the fact that he said, but just telling me.
Yeah, it's a mode of encouragement.
I was inspired.
Amazed.
I was inspired.
And he's one person I know will do well for the northern part of Ghana. Doctor is somebody I'm closer to a bit, and I know he will do amazingly well, especially if you get a very good position, and he will do a lot for people. These are the kind of people we need. You see, you can be a leader. Coming from the north, we will never see your effect if you are not supporting the young people. You people love Harun Idrisu because of what he does with the young people here. And that is why we need every northern leader to understand that no matter where you are still a northerner. You need to come back home. I used to do all my programs in Accra and Kumasi. But somebody called me some time ago and said, though you are not a Wala, you grew up in Wa. Why? And I said, it's true. You see, this question you asked me, I couldn't have answered it at that time. But now I understand why I should bring it. My mind was that how many young people in northern Ghana are doing business? I feel like it's just a small number. But the first time we did a program in Tamale, the whole place was full. We had to sack people. That day we were to pay TNT transport. I couldn't pay.
Wow.
Yes. So from that day, if I'm doing a program here, ask my team. We know Tamale, we're not gonna hustle with numbers. The numbers come and they're even fighting to come and learn whatever you have to sell to them. So we have them, it's just the support they need. That is what I can say. It's the support the northern young people need. I talk about the innovation because largely they don't also get the needed support. If you get the needed support, you'll be able to innovate. But the fact is that if anybody come and tell you can innovate without funding, it's a big lie. I don't believe in those things. Imagine you want to scale up with this your product, your whatever you are doing. Yes, you have logistics, but you need more to be able to scale up. You need more to give out good and solid content.
We are barely managing.
Yes. So that is it. People think that, okay, let them struggle from where they are. You keep struggling. And one thing I keep telling our leaders, generally, even within the African continent, is that the young person will one day become tired. We can motivate them, lie to them and say, I'll use 1 grain of rice to start my rice business or use 1 pure water to start my pure water business. But when a young person struggle for long and do not find a way out, they will definitely give up, no matter how much motivation you give to them. Because it is not easy that you wake up and you are hungry and you can still think. Your brain is thinking about food. Now, when you get food, before you may even think of what, the next thing they are thinking is, what will I now eat? Maybe the evening or the next morning, and you want that young person to innovate. So we have to be deliberate. I keep telling the leaders, deliberate in investing in the youth. Pick you Hamdan, invest in your business, make you one of the biggest multimedia content creation or whatever here in northern part of Ghana, and they will see the impact you create. Pick Fancy Gadam, whosoever that is having talent, deliberately invest in them. But we allow you people to struggle when you collapse. You know the funny thing? He was using his money for nonsense. It happened to me.
Wow.
It happened to me. So we have to be deliberate. From our leadership, not only our northern people, even from, government. We have to be deliberate in investing in enough of the capacity building. You build the capacity of a young person without the needed support, they don't do anything. They can go for 20 billion workshops. At the end of the day, they have the knowledge. They don't have the tools to ensure they use that knowledge. So what are you doing? That's why I talk about the NGOs too. Here in the northern part of Ghana. It's enough. We know we have issues. We have poverty here. Support our talent. When they are there, they will support their own people. every time there are a lot of NGOs in the northern part of Ghana. They are focusing on all of those poverty eradication and all of those things. It's good. I'm not saying it's not, but at the end of the day, what are we doing to those that are able to leave that poverty cycle? Support them to grow, and then they will also support others. That is them. But then you don't support us. You do to a point. Then you go back and they go back to where they are. It's like a cycle.
Wow.
You keep on getting them to be poor. If you want to really support us, pick every household, pick one young person there, support the person to be sustainable. They'll take care of their families.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Last year, I interviewed a young nurse who left Tamale precisely and relocated to the UK as a nurse. There's been this issue of a lot of young people leaving the country who are eager to leave the country. If you just step out here and you ask a young person whether he wants to travel to Canada, he will tell you he's going right now. Is it becoming a problem as a country?
Hamdan, will you stay in a place that your talent is not respected, is not valued? That's a simple question. The talent, not only in northern part, in the whole of Ghana, talent are not respected. Talent go where they are respected. Talent go where they are paid. Talent go where they have peace. You see, what we have forgotten is that the Ghana system government educate you for 25 years or so. Imagine if you do doctor or nurse, it may be more than that. And now after training you to be a doctor, they keep you in a condition that is not healthy, is not favorable. Now, if you get the simplest opportunity, what will you do? Japa. So I am not in any way supporting brain drain. We call it brain draining of Africa. I was in Algeria last year to speak at the Algeria Startup Conference, and my topic was African brain drain. I'm not in any way supporting it. But at the end of the day, talent go where they are respected. In Ghana, just like cases, you know them, yourself and others. We don't need anybody to come and tell you that you are talented. What you do with your podcast and all of those things. But how many people are you seeing coming to support you? How many people even value that talent? So today, are you telling me if you have an opportunity in Accra, you no go? You will japa. You get to Accra, there's a more bigger opportunity. What will you do? You go. So we can never solve the brain drain issue if we don't respect the talent and support the talent. There are people who can sing very well. They are artists. They are whatsoever. But at the end of the day, nobody is supporting them. You end up seeing an artist who go to Accra and turn a boy to another person. And that is how it is. So a nurse thinks that the conditions here in Ghana, the salary they take, and all of those things are not favorable. Even if they are going to suffer in UK, they want to go. I have that issue with a lot of people I work with, a lot of young people. At the end of the day, they want to leave. Because their talent, no support. Even if they were not support, we should respect talent. One thing that pains me a lot is that when you want to talk about this brain drain, you know what other people tell you? Oh, leave them to go. If they want to go, they should go. Ghana alone, Ghana is even full. We don't need them. It's so sad that you invest and train a young person. The time the person becomes somebody for you to, get your profit from, then you say the person should go.
Run up to another country.
In Ghana, we are supposed to have one doctor to about 200 or so
patients.
And it's like over 7 times that. One doctor to patients. And then you come to tell me that it's okay, they should go. If a leader says that, I see that leader, with all due respect, to be, out of the right notches, because you can't come and tell me that leave the young people to go if they want to japa. No, you have to make sure that you create the environment. Do you know what? Funny enough, do you know a simple pothole can make somebody ball? Pothole on the road. Oh no, let's be honest. Let's be honest. You come to areas that are good and you drive. Do you know what you feel? Hey, what an area! This area, if I get, I will live there. Simple pothole to your house can bore you. So that is infrastructure. Looking for a simple support system and you don't get a loan can let somebody relocate. Because they know if they go to UK, no potholes on their road. No, it's funny, but that's the reality.
That's the reality.
So the little things we don't see make people move. Somebody becomes a doctor, and even where to get a quarters to live is a problem. His salary is nothing to write home about. Somebody become police, soldier, and all of those things. And then at the end of the day, we just want them to stay. Yes, our economy may not get there, but you need to create that incentive framework so that these young people will be happy. Imagine you government decide to say that, okay, for whatever you are doing in the northern part of Ghana, we are going to be paying you a stipend every month. I'm working together with some colleagues. We are working on a law like that called the Ghana Innovation and Startup Bill. Part of it, government will support talent like you. So they will pay your workers and yourself something small. It's not big, but you, Hamdan, will be grateful because at the end of the month, imagine Ghana government is paying you 500 CD, your team 500 each. At least he's taking away certain bit of stress on you. You even be happy to do more of your work.
Of course.
There's nothing to write home about. But then at the end of the day, it's going to support you. It's also going to give tax incentive and so many other things. So for me, I am big on maintaining the talent. If not, it will get to a point, with all due respect, the doctors that go and have third class upper division, they will be the one treating us
in the hospital.
But the ones that are good, the talent all will go. I know tech companies come and all they do is put all our biggest programmers. I used to have 3 guys working under me in my tech company, Tech Solutions. They were very good programmers. I may say, well, I don't know whether I wasn't paying them well or whatever. But do you know what happened? Nigeria company has bought all of them. But if I were paying you 2,000 a month and somebody's paying you 7,000, what will you do? But that Nigeria company is empowered. Support is there. I didn't get that support.
You couldn't do more.
So now I have lost talent. I'm now looking for more. And the funny thing is that when you get them and you work with them, they build upon their skills. Another big company will come and tap them. Especially in that our sector, it's a bit more porous when it comes to the brain drain. So what we need to do is respect, value talent, and create the necessary resources for talent to be groomed and grown and support them to sustain. If we can do that in the northern part of Ghana, we would want to stay. I don't need to go and be in Accra. Do you know what it takes to attend one program in Accra? It takes the whole day of your time. Because you wake up, assuming the program is at 9 o'clock, you have to wake up 4 a.m. to 5. Now, because of traffic. When you close, say 3 o'clock, you get home like 6 o'clock. So literally your whole day is wasted. But Tamale here, all I need to spark my car, move and come back. So I would love to work here. I would love to work here. But the problem is that if I'm here, what are the opportunities? Who will even support whatever I'm doing? Imagine I was here and started Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs. People will be like, what is Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs? You need us to be. So those are some of the things. We go where the talent is respected and is valued and there's support for it. Unfortunately, the whole of Ghana, there are no support for talent at all. And we don't even value talent. You go and tell somebody they don't support you. You know what they'll tell you that, oh, are you the only one who do video things? You know, that's how low our mind is. Are you the only one? There are so many people doing it. That means they don't see the need to support you. So people will go. That's why I ask you, if you go where there are talent to be supported, you get the needed support. Won't you go? You will go.
Of course.
Exactly.
There are a lot of young people who have business ideas. They are listening to you. They are they are gingered up. How do they get in touch with Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs for you to just help them out from falling into some of the pitfalls you fell in as a young person when you started?
The chamber is open to every young person. As far as you are between 45 years and below, you can become a member of the chamber, and we'll definitely do our best to support your business. Recently, we launched a fund that got a 3 million CD support from EU through SMV Green Project. That fund is for us to give to young people. It's not for me, it's not for any other person. And we started recently, the administration of the fund even gave about 80,000 to a lot of them has been able to receive support. So the idea is to support young people with the necessary funding, the trainings, and all of that they need. So if you want to get support from the chamber, you just go to the website, become a member. We also have regional directors that you can talk to that will support you. So in Northern Region, we have one, in all the regions as well. But we are tech savvy, so wherever you are. And as far as we work with young people now, everybody is there. You can just become a member of the chamber. When we have our capacity building programs, everything is shared. You have an email update and all of those things. And you also benefit. Our main target, as I said earlier, on our vision and mission is simple. Unite, build the capacity of young people to build sustainable businesses. So whatever we can do for you to be sustainable, that is what we do. So every day we look out for opportunities. Before even we set up our own fund that got this 3 million just last year November, or just some few months ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Before even that, we used to support young people get funding. We have linked them to so many investors, donor partners, and that's what we do. Because we need to get the young people to be able to scale their businesses. And our main goal is that create jobs. So that we can contribute to national development.
Wow.
I don't look at government to create the jobs. I sometimes feel like it's government role to make sure that there are favorable policies and conditions for the creation of jobs. But it's not government duty to create the jobs. Well, with private sector to do. But a lot of times, government want to play the role of the mother, father, sister, brother, and everything. That's why pressure is on them. No, because if you put together the resources and the necessary frameworks, businesses will grow. Imagine you are supported. You do all your work. You can't. You will need more hands, and that is their job. But the government want to do everything. Government don't have a business doing business, but they do the business. And when government have their funding and they come, what they do is that they don't know the entrepreneurs. They will just make a call. And funny enough, government agencies don't talk. So they don't know whether you, Hamdan, has come to take support from A, another you have gone to B, because they don't talk. So all of them can support you, and they think they have supported two different people. So these are the challenges we face, in trying to make sure that our young people really do business. But for the chamber, it's open to every young person. Aside that you are 18 years below, that you can join, but from 18 years to 45 you can be a member of the Ghana Chamber, and all our programs are available for you as a member.
What's the website?
gcygh.org.
GCYGH.org.
Yes, GCY means Ghana Chamber of Young. So gcygh.org.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Any last words, or you're good?
My last word first to youth, my colleague youth in Northern Ghana. It's not easy to survive as a Northerner outside. I may not be able to share everything on screen, but there are so many things that happen. But that should never and ever let any Northerner down. Never. Continue be you. One thing I know about we the Northerners is our open heart, our genuine love, and our resolve never to give up. We will never and ever give up. And it is not easy to compete with others. There are times I feel disrespected. Some people think that they think that because I'm a Northerner, I'm not worthy enough to lead a chamber. But you know what? I don't care about the tribe I am. I don't care about where I come from. What I care about the impact I make. So when you are there talking about your tribe, I am this, I should be this. I am focusing on impacting the next person's life. And sometimes I don't even know I'm a Northerner.
Wow.
So it is not easy as a Northerner to survive in other areas, even in Ghana. But we can always do it. And the next thing I want to say is that let us try to be innovative as Northern youth. It's only in Accra, Kumasi a bit. Kumasi is also one way. But every innovation comes from where? Accra. Funny enough, it's our own people that live here and go there with those innovations. My point is that why don't we innovate here? I know businesses when I was here. I stayed in Tamale for 7 years. I left here in 2005. I know businesses today, they are still the same businesses. No innovation, no growth, the same limit. I ask myself, what kind of business are you doing? I don't know why we don't see the need to think outside the box and add value to whatever we are doing. Until that is done, we will continue to be content with what we have, and that is why we may not be able to grow. So wherever you are as a Northern youth, the potential you have, God decided to give us the strength. I am not big for nothing. The strength, the knowledge, we have it. Keep pushing. You are a Northern brother. Like I said, you put content that I even think that is not for the consumption of only Ghana, the whole world. Wow. Because the content you put in place can compete with the Nigerians who call themselves content god.
Yeah.
And any other place in the world. We just need to support ourselves and understand what we have to bring on the table. And to every young person in Ghana, where you come from doesn't really define you. Where you are going is what defines you, or where you get to is what defines you. So you have to make sure that one thing that our biggest issue is that there are no more jobs. If any politician come and tell you that they will create jobs, tell them why they haven't created it. Because all the two political parties we've tested all of them on several occasions. Have they been able to live up to their promise? So forget about them. We put our hopes so much in politicians. And it is only when you are too dependent on somebody's promise that when they fail you, you feel disheartened or you are heartbroken. Don't rely on them. Be innovative. Continue. No matter how it is, get on with your idea. If they are supporting you or not, one day you blow. Look at the Nigerians. They are now using content to make money.
A lot.
Somebody who is not even educated is doing videos and is making money. Every Ghanaian young person have a smartphone hand down. But do you know what happens? We don't use the smartphone for anything profitable. All we know is the Snapchat, the TikToks and all of those things. When people are making millions through some of these activities. I have trained people to make money on Fiverr. Personally, I made money on Fiverr when I had nothing to do. And for me, my smartphone is not just for me to take pictures, but to make sure my work is done. And that is what gives me money. So if you have a smartphone and you are so poor, you don't know what you are doing.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. My final question, do you still have that ambition to get into politics, or because of the nature of our politics, you are laying, back? Because, I also believe that as young people, we need to get in there to be able to do things in ways that would bring out the best in young people. A lot of these ideas you've espoused, a lot of the older men or older people there don't have them.
You asked a very last brilliant question. I'm a political animal. And yes, I may do politics, go back and try something. But I just want to add up to what you say. The Ghanaian young person thinks that I think that is the way we are conditioned to believe that you need to be old before you can really be a leader. But I don't know if you realize it's changing gradually. We are now seeing young people going to parliament, So one thing I'm disappointed, and I'm going to be a strong advocate. I'm hoping to see any of these political parties promise to change our constitution from that stereotypic condition of saying that you should be 40 years and above before you can stand for president. President it does not say that if you are older, you can be able to lead well.
What age do you think it should be?
If you can vote, you should be voted for.
Okay.
Simple condition. So if you are 18 years and you are qualified to vote for somebody, you should also be voted for. It's so wrong for us to say that you should be 40 years and above. I don't know what the calculation is. Is that when you are 40 years that you are more brilliant, that you can be a leader? Is that it? No, I'm hoping to see any president or aspirant that will add that to their manifesto. I may publicly join the person to advocate or to campaign, because that has been something that I believe is killing the young people. We see young people today that if you put them in that seat, they can do well, but they are under 40 years. They are waiting to be 40. Before they get to 40, their minds are already corrupt. Looking for money will corrupt their mind. They can be good leaders. We have Macron in France, who became president at age 35. And wonderfully, all those who became president early ages did well. I am not in any way supporting coup d'etat. But you see what the Malian guy is doing? Is it Mali? Yeah.
Burkina
Faso, yes, that young guy. But let's even put him aside so that nobody thinks I'm supporting coup. Let's talk about this. What is his name? I think it's the same country. Help me.
Is it Guinea?
I think it's same Burkina Faso. He was quite young during the Rawlings time.
Yeah. Okay, that's Sankara.
Thomas Sankara.
Yeah.
You saw what he did.
Brilliant.
So what are you telling me that you have to be 40 years and now you end up allowing 70 years man to come and rule people? And the funny thing is that you say that if you are 60 years, you can't do public service. I don't know if president is private service. No, but that's our book. You say if you are 60 years, that means your brain is tired. You may not be able to do a lot of things. That's why they ask people, your lecturers, they force them to resign. And it's serious. If you don't resign, it's a big issue.
Yeah.
You say you can't do public service when you are 60 years, you have to resign, right? But somebody can be 71, 72
and become president.
I don't. That one is it. I don't know what service it is, whether it's serving private or whatever. But it's very disappointing at this moment that we still have certain clauses in our constitution. It's not encouraging the youth at all. I go to youth agencies and you see people that are not young people leading there. You may say that, oh, there's nothing wrong with that, but what are you empowering? It's only the one that understand their own problem that can always be able to solve them or be able to tell them. But you go to the agencies and you have old people. There was a time we did a program, a 72-year-old man. It was a travel opportunity to Rwanda for youth. This man said that he's still a young person. I said, no, not in this, our jurisdiction. I respect you as an elder, but you are not a youth. No matter who is bringing you, any politicians who even ask that we add your name, we will not add it. They said young people. Let us allow the young people to explore. At this moment, what our leaders and elders should be doing is that sit back and train you and I and correct us. No, Hamdan, this was wrong. This your interview wasn't nice. You shouldn't have said this. You shouldn't have said this. I learn from them. I have people like that who teach me. There was a time I made a comment about Kwame Despite. On a lot of the national TV platform. I said that he built some block for 37 hospital.
Yeah.
So my point was that it's good. It's a good gesture, right? You decided to build a children's block, but why are you paying the taxes as a rich man? You pay taxes, so government will do those things. Yeah. So why don't you take that your money to build another despite or some despites?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Take you, Hamdan, support you. Take another person, support them, and let them be. That's what the Asians are doing.
That's actually a great.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That was my statement.
Yeah.
You know what?
Because you know how many people despite employs. Imagine another despite.
Despite. Imagine, yes.
Yeah, that's.
So as a rich person, so a lot of people don't know, and this is just a secret I may share on your platform. The Magdan Entrepreneurs Challenge originated from us, the chamber.
Wow.
Yes, in 2016 we met Magdan. He supported the chamber, became a board, an advisor to our board, and then asked that what do we want him to do. I developed the concept of Magdan Young Entrepreneurs Challenge.
Wow.
Today he's been doing it for the past 3 years, supporting young entrepreneurs. If you ask Magdan, he will tell you.
Wow.
So these are the kind of people we need. I don't know. Maybe Kwame Despa is supporting that I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe have not worked with a national organization like us, they are doing. But I think that the rich people who believe they are rich and they think they need or they think of Ghana's growth, this is the time they need to start supporting the young people. Leave the hospital building for the government to use that our taxes to build them. And then let also support to build other more despites, other more young entrepreneurs who can create their jobs. That is one surest way we can be able to solve most of the issues we feel we face as a country.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate this conversation. This was an insightful conversation, and I know that when I come to Accra, we have more conversations of this nature.
Definitely, you are welcome to Accra. Let's not let the Tamale people say we are stealing you.
No, I'm just visiting Accra. So
yes. Unfortunately, no, you are not visiting. We are taking you to Accra, and I'm speaking to the camera.
I'm just visiting Accra.
The talent you have needs to be supported. So my fellow Northerners, Dagombes, Gunjas, everybody, we need to support Prince Hamdan and his work. Having to commit your own resources to project the northern part of Ghana, it's more patriotic than anything. And we need to support him. I wish we could have invested in him, like we have 1 million Ghana cedi, invest in your content. So if you are not supporting, you come to Tamal. I'm saying it, put me on record. Yes.
All right, thank you
Maybe
very
they don't
much.
see your value.
I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
Guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. You've learned one thing or two. And if you want to join the chamber, just visit their website and become a member. You never know the opportunities that you may, come across. Sometimes just the seminars alone can open you to a lot more opportunities and all of that. So thanks for watching. And a big thank you to Nafsar Clothing for sponsoring our channel. If you want, it's getting closer to Ramadan. If you want abaya, modest wear, any style, you can get them at Nafsar. Nafsar is in Dubai, and their numbers are on the screen. You can just send them a message. If you want to buy wholesale or one or two, they will sort you out. make sure you contact them and get the best abaya for your Ramadan. My name is Prince Hamdan, and thanks for watching. See you in the next episode. Peace. We out.